Patrick.
What?
I thought of something funnier than 24.
Let me hear it.
25.
Yeah. Militant-minded, General 9 grip, the grip with blades and a pen that can sharpen your spine's tip. Level-headed, though my mind flips from side to side. With an acrobat's experience after I stick it, I'm luring down a demon-possessed Dahiye. Seems Jay's the best for the job with no code.
What's the word, y'all? It's KTR _podcast, and the Rose Podcast. You are now live and direct with your boys, Cinko, Big Harv, and J-Bo himself for episode 25 of Another Rose Podcast, KTR _podcast. My brothers, how y'all doing today?
I'm tired of that one deal. What's good, Cinko?
See, your feelings always change each and every show, J-Bo. It's like the week before you be good, you like, I'm feeling fantastic, and then the next episode you like, I'm tired.
I'm trying to tell you, I feel most episodes I'm good. It's just been a long day for me, but I'm gonna let Harv go more on his because we know Harv got a life. Let's go.
At least we know you're human. Big Harv, how you feeling today?
Yep. I'm alive.
That's all that matters. I'm glad you are with us on the show today. And before we get started to today's show, please be sure to do this one simple thing for us. Follow us on all social media platforms, KTR _podcast, Twitter, Instagram, Know the Rose Podcast, Facebook, and YouTube. Know the Rose Podcast on all podcast platforms, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Podbean. We are on everything.
All that.
Now it's time to get now it's time to get down to business. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted, tied already early today. We're gonna make through the show. Cool. First off, we're just gonna go dive in with the collector of the wrestling community, KennyOmega.
Yeah.
This man is dominating promotion after promotion. He has belts on top of belts. He has more gold on his belt buckle than a person at Texas Rodeo right now. He has more gold on his belt buckle than a man back in the early 2000s rocking name spinner belts. He's rocking more gold on his... Okay, I'm done. But anyway, I think that KennyOmega got damn near all the belts right now, but with this AAA title, AEW Impact title, is like he's getting everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if he out doing another promotion and just snatch their title too. But with that being said, how y'all feel about him just broadening his horizons and just taking everything from everybody, just moving on with his life? What y'all think about that?
You know, when Kenny won the AEW belts, it was a nice little win at first, but he was kind of boring the next few weeks. It was kind of lackluster. It didn't pick up until the whole appearance in Impact Wrestling, then the eventual tease for the champion versus champion match. So that alone, his feud with the Impact title actually made his presence in AEW more relevant, ironically. Him beating wasn't it Rich Swann for the belt? I mean, we all knew that. I said on social media, I'd much rather him face Moose, because Moose is in the best condition of his life right now.
I want to see a Moose and Omega match.
No offense to Swan, but Moose would have really sold that match. But yeah, I mean, shout out to KennyOmega. Like I said, as now that he got the belt, and now we're bringing attention to the the AAA title that he's had for quite a while now. The whole collector gimmick is working for him. I still don't like the whole, original but modified Bullet Club that they got going on. That doesn't really do well with his character. Him and his manager, Don, that's enough to do well with his 69 me, Don.
I was just gonna say, I was waiting for it.
I would not let him go for that mess. Trying to be it on live television. Anyway, yeah, it's cool now. It's cool now.
Big Harv.
Yeah, I feel like it started as they didn't have really much for Kenny to do. So they had him doing cross promo, and then it blew up into this big thing. I'm a big KennyOmega fan, so anything he's doing, as long as he's getting the time to work and put out really good matches, I'm down with it. I think it could be both a good thing and a bad thing. It really depends on how they book it. It's always going to be tricky because he's right now the head of all these different companies. Eventually, they're going to have to separate all the titles again, which is going to either have to diminish him greatly or it can boost their people that they have take titles off of them greatly. So it's tricky, but right now I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to see how it goes.
I'm with y'all on that too, because it took me a while to get on the KennyOmega fan train with that. He slowly built upon me, but like with everything going on, I can get with it. I like him now. Everything's cool with it. I like to see certain matches go down with these titles that are on the line, though. I wanted to see him go against Moose with Impact. I want to see him go against possibly it's hard with AEW. Maybe with Cody, or maybe with
Cody can't help no more.
I know, but still, I would like to see that match personally. Just myself. That's just me.
Right.
I could see him against like a Miro or Pac possibly with that. Just something good. The AAA title, that's a toss up too, right there. It's just
the problem with the AAA title is that they are acknowledging it, but they're not acknowledging it to the point where we can focus on legitimate contenders for that belt.
Right.
If it's just an accessory for him right now.
Yeah, it's just like extra gold, just an exclamation point on top of the gold they actually care about.
Just show that he is the one, that he is the SHIT. True, He is.
Yeah,
right. He just can't dress. That's all. But with that being said, we're just going on to the next. He can't dress. We already know this. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next time, we're going to talk about. Let's move on back to the WWE real quick. There's been some. Obviously, there's been some releases and people getting let go, but also with that, there have been promotions. People getting new positions within the WWE, and with that being said, a former wrestler, now producer, is now the leading producer of the WWE, and that is Kurt Angle's son, JasonJordan.
Nepotism. That's all it is. Nepotism. You know what nepotism means, right?
Go ahead.
Let me get my dictionary real quick. I don't know words. It's over 7 letters.
I apologize. I was trying to joke a little farther, but you didn't understand, so I'm gonna bow out.
It's all right. I understand. It's good. Just don't insult my intelligence. But anyway.
Damn, man.
But JasonJordan is now the new lead producer of the WWE, and I just wanted to get your thoughts and feelings about this, because this is kind of right. This is really just randomly popped in the back of my head because they had the whole thing that he's allegedly Kurt Angle's son. Both of them had neck problems.
It runs in the family.
Thick ass neck.
Wild as hell. But anyway, moving on. How you feel about him being the lead producer?
Harv, you go first.
Man, I don't know his background enough to know if he actually deserves that job. I will say that the matches that he reportedly produced at WrestleMania, which was the Universal title clash and the what's my boy's name? the Apollo match, where he retained his title or got the title in that drum match. He produced both of those, and kudos for those. I thought that was very well done, very well booked, entertaining matches. But I can't really call it. I really do feel like it's a cop-out because they can't think of a way to resolve. If you come back to TV wrestling, the fans ain't gonna let it go. Like, what? Come on now, bring back Angle. We need to resolve this paternal issue that we have. So I don't think they want to deal with it. It's just a cop-out. I'm sure he has a ton of assistants back there because he don't know what the hell he's doing. I don't. Congratulations.
You're just going on with it.
Congratulations, brother. I hope that you do well in the role. And that's really all I got to say, man.
J-Bo.
If they would have came out with the rumor that JasonJordan is now the lead producer, like before WrestleMania, I believe a lot of people would have laughed at it. But since the rumor came out after the reported matches that apparently he booked no one can really say anything. I stated on the last show that the Universal title match at WrestleMania was actually my second favorite match of the night. A lot of people was very, I guess you can say, I don't want to say disgusted, but there was a lot of concern about how Roman Reigns won when he pinned both Edge and Daniel Bryan. I loved it. I think that was just a perfect way to like show that you are the dominant champion at the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania. And if Jason Jordan was the one who articulated and put all that together, you can't really blame the guy's apparent, ability to book matches. We even talked on the show, like, what the heck was this drum barrel match with, Apollo and Big E? But
Nigerian drum match.
Yeah, whatever the
drum barrel.
But the match came out terrific. Both Apollo and Big E came out strong in those matches. And once again, if Jason Jordan was, the manipulator behind it, we got to give him his credit. Obviously, the future will tell, how well this goes. But if he's continuing booking these type of matches, and this is what we're getting from him, then he can forget about his wrestling career because this is his actual talent.
Now I gotta say this.
Yeah.
I just hope that, like I said, if these matches were underneath his name booked, he's doing a great job so far. I just really hope that his personality doesn't intertwine with this producing job, because he has a cheesy personality. From what I saw when he was doing in-ring action, it was stale, couldn't do much. And I don't want that to alter anything that goes on in the future, because Raw already needs help now. So need to build upon that. SmackDown's fine currently, but Raw, it needs help. So we're gonna see what he can do with Raw in this 3-hour show. They'll produce more, not saying like there's nothing bad with like the wrestling content, but outside of that, it needs a little bit of tweak, because obviously, we look at Raw, that's the action, the SmackDown's entertainment. That's why I love SmackDown. But just needs just a little tweak real quick, and just to get everything nice and steady. But like, I just hope he doesn't drop the ball. I hope and pray and that he can make something out of nothing. That's all I gotta say about that.
It's just early. That's all.
Yeah, it's early. Yeah, we really can't just say what you do, because like Harv said earlier, like there's no background on him just yet with this whole producer work. I really don't know what he did in the past backstage. Working as just like a regular primary producer underneath another lead producer other than like a whole team. Now he's the head honcho or everything. Now it's just we're gonna see a different look possibly. Mm-hmm. Now, if I see Chad Gable getting the title, I'm gonna flip out. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm just gonna say it right now.
He got to do it one time for his boy. I get it.
We ain't get no handouts over here.
But mid title, man, you can carry a mid-card title. Chad Gable.
Who?
Chad Gable is talented.
Yeah, like the cruiserweight title possibly. Just saying. I'm not a big fan. I really don't like him being with Otis. That's my problem. They need to bring back heavy machinery. But with that, we're going to stay on the top with the WWE, because WWE has been What?
Wait,
Speak your mind.
You like the other brother better than you like Gable? He was.
Well, yes, I like Tucker better than I like Gable.
How? Tucker was nothing more than a dry filler. The whole entertainment
He was a prop for Otis. Now you got a prop for Otis that can actually do something that might actually boost Otis. He was nothing.
Yeah.
You might as well have said bring back Otis being solo, because with old boy he was just there.
I like Otis being solo, but I could tell like it,
in the tag team,
that wasn't gonna last long as like a singles wrestler. And everything.
That's why they put him with another dude who wouldn't really last.
Just brought back Tucker, because
Tucker was a waste of space.
With heavy machinery, when people looked at the tag team, they only looked at Otis. Now, when they look at Otis, they look at him and Chad. You're actually benefiting off of two guys instead of two guys. They both.
I like Tucker.
Yeah, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You like that's where Otis got his start.
Exactly. I don't like seeing somebody shorter than me doing German suplexes to people that's 6'5". That's my problem.
You can't do it.
Yep, you're right.
That's the real problem.
His strength and shit. But like I said, moving on. The next time we're gonna stay on the WWE because WWE apparently may have been doing some talking with another promotion lately. Their promotion is MLW. So I learned this from a post made by the BWA Instagram account. That's Black Wrestling Alliance. And with that, they made a post about mentioning that WWE and MLW are in possible negotiations, work with MLW and WWE to maybe do like some collaboration opportunity, not necessarily like take on the wrestlers, but you know how WWE lately they work with like the company like Evolve, how they brought them in, like something along those lines. And in recent months we have seen some MLW talents wrestle here in our hometown, and they're great superstars, and I like what I see. But also at the same time, there are a couple quote unquote maybe controversial. That's the word, controversial. Yeah, superstars on their roster, that may have problems with the company. With we're gonna name names like ACH and another former WWE superstar that we interviewed, Leo Rush. And I'm trying to think, how would this partnership actually work between the two? What are your thoughts about that?
So starting off with my guy Leo, to be honest with you, this is honestly an opportunity for him to come back in. With Leo Rush, both Bobby Lashley and Naomi has went out on social media just randomly, just acknowledged the fact that either he is still a great talent after he was out of WWE and that he deserves to come back. And especially, there was a lot of not uproar, but there was a lot of comments being made after Shelton Benjamin and Cedric was kicked out of the Hurt Business. So people was like, all right, there's a perfect time for Leo Rush to come in. Well, if the rumors with MLW and WWE is true, this could be maybe a long, but a third avenue for him to come back. You know what they say, third time's the charm. Yeah. The whole thing with ACH, I mean, sure, that whole situation is just iffy. I don't know how that will work with MLW. Obviously, if he's on the roster, then obviously eyes gonna be on him. But I don't know as far as WWE wanting to do business with him specifically. Again, that if any of the rumors were true. But we got our guy Calvin Harris. That boy right there, he's out here dominating the game. He is somebody who I would love to see jump from MLW and go to NXT and just completely show everybody out. So I mean, there's positive things that can come from this relationship.
Big Harv.
A big, could be positive, but could be negative. Just to piggyback off the last thing you said was that WWE is ultimately there to poach talent, man. Like, it's a partnership, yeah. It's gonna bring some eyes over there, yeah, but they're there to take who they see with the most potential. That's just what's gonna happen, regardless of if it's one or two people, if it's the whole roster. Leo Rush, who was our guy, I think he has a great opportunity. When we had the interview, he had a really good attitude. He was very optimistic about possibly going back and had nothing but positive things to say. So I think he has a very good chance of being spotlighted and possibly getting a return. ACH, I don't see that ever happening. Unfortunately, because of the issues that he brought up and because of how hard he hammered those home before he really even got a chance to make his name. And I love dude as a talent. He's a great wrestler. It just wasn't very great tact, That's a bridge that I feel like is burned. And because WWE is ultimately there to poach or, if they send people down there, it's not going to be their top guys. If they bring people up, they're not going to face the top guys. They might fight, like you said earlier, some NXT fellas. So it's going to balance out. But WWE is going to get the last laugh or get the upper hand, whatever you want to go with that. That's ultimately what's going to happen. They always come out on top. So that's what I gather from the actual partnership.
And piggyback off that, like I said, they always want to come out on top. And I just see this, as just another opportunity for WWE just to hoard more superstars underneath their name. So they can say, exactly. So they can say they own this. They got, basically they trademark and everything with their name. They own that name. And also if the person want to leave, they can't do for like a 3 months until after they've been let go. So like I said, it's just another way for WWE to own somebody, lock somebody down, and And the thing about like, you know, just looking from the outside in. Anytime an opportunity probably with the WWE come up, you know, people are going to get excited or jump to it, especially the ones that haven't ever gotten that opportunity ever. It's different from somebody that's already been in the business, you know, they get a call back again and like, okay, yeah, maybe I might do it. But for a person coming from the ground up and has never had that opportunity yet, 9 times out of 10, they're going to jump on it because it says WWE. And I feel like that is probably like 90% plus of any indie wrestler's goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. Absolutely.
Like, you know, I'm like I said, this is just looking from the outside in, but like saying, like, if anybody just started wrestling, that's the first wrestling that you would see anytime in your life, you know, growing up is the WWE. And it's like a little kid growing up, like they want to be an NBA player, want to be an NFL player. You want to be in the WWE.
Yeah.
It's like you get all the advice and information from like, you know, any superstar that's been in the business, but like, okay, that's cool and everything, but I still haven't been there to experience it myself, and I want to. And so that's with the MLW superstars. If you know that opportunity came up, they're gonna jump on it. I feel
like when they dangling them keys, flash them keys on them real quick.
Exactly. You know, exactly. They get a better contract and more money that they've seen from other shows that they possibly get. You get them the property of the WWE t-shirt when you get to the training center. You know, it's just more clout that come to you, you know, socially. You said what?
Social media. So
exactly, social media. It just builds your personal brand right there by itself while enhancing the WWE, and it enhances you as well. So I really don't see, you know, any negativity or like people like turning away from it. You know, like you said, with the whole thing with Leo Rush, like I said, like he definitely deserves the opportunity to come back again, especially by the way he was let go, unfortunately. And like I said, this could be like another way he could get into it. And I feel like out of anybody that's possibly with MLW, this would be like his personal spotlight right here on how he could make that jump back up into the business again. And also what Harv said about ACH, like that's a real tricky situation. That's a real tricky situation. Like, especially
so loud about it.
Is that how, like, unfortunately, how everything went down? Like I said, great talent, everything, and all that. But at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, it's like fortunately, unfortunately, with WWE, they gather all the talent and everything, and they want everybody. But at the same time, it's like they kind of look at them as disposable talent. You know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you know, they get this person. Like, all right, cool. We're just gonna get the next person up. They're gonna sign with us no matter what. So yeah, if they don't want to sign, they're gonna look at the next best person up next. So it's like money talk. So at the end of the day, that's the thing about it, and it's just an unfortunate situation with him and WWE, and like hopefully something can come about it, or they can just come to better terms if that does happen. Because I would hate to see him try to end up leaving MLW because of that whole partnership or everything, but that's just a whole entity on its own right there. So that's just really a hard situation, but that's just my 2 cents on that information right there. Yeah. And so while we're on the topic of WWE, we're going to touch on something that happened in most recent events with Friday Night SmackDown. I love Fridays. That's my favorite day of the week. But with SmackDown, had a Universal title match against the main. I was about to say this is not the main. I'm thinking about Jey Uso. The head of the table. Jey Uso, that's my dude. But yeah, the head of the table, Roman Reigns versus DanielBryan. If DanielBryan lost, you have to leave SmackDown. What will happen? DanielBryan lost. I mean, I'm just gonna get straight to the point. I'm gonna describe the match. He lost. Yeah. At the end of the day,
strong fight. I mean, no build up at all. Dude.
Nope. Straight to the point. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Put him in the dirt. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah. So with that, do you believe DanielBryan will no longer be on SmackDown at all, or what do you see happening from this? I'm gonna touch on it first real quick. And this is the first in a long time because I don't speak first. I just introduce it, then wrap it around. But I'm gonna talk. But anyway, with this, I feel like I should have talked first. But no.
The floor.
But for real though, whole thing with DanielBryan, I feel like this is a thing like to help take time off. I just feel like at this point he was helping build the Cesaro Roman Reigns storyline, because in recent events with this whole storyline between the two with Cesaro and Roman Reigns, Cesaro hasn't talked or anything like that. They try to find ways to maneuver around it, which has been working, and it's deserving to it as well. And I remember we talked about this probably previous episodes a long time ago about who deserves what, and I was always against Cesaro actually going for the main title, and Harv was just speaking of ways like it could work and this and that, and they found the way for it to work, and this has been working. Yes.
Go. I'm done. I'm gonna just leave. Cause yeah.
They found the way where, and that's where Creative Ryan come in, because I'm like, how you gonna put this man in this main event attraction? He can't speak, and
he can't talk.
He can't talk at all. But they worked around and see how it is. Now we're gonna see what can come about it, and we got a couple weeks left until WWE WrestleMania Backlash. So this is perfect time, because 2 weeks he ain't gotta do much at all. Maybe like a fight, they got the wrap up, go home match, whatever. But going back to DanielBryan though, I feel like I see him taking time off for a bit, spending time with family, and I think this is him turning into a part-timer. Because
I think turning into a part-timer.
Turn to a part-timer, may have a background role somewhere, backstage doing producer work, something like that. Because I've been seeing recent, probably like radio interviews and stuff he has, and I remember one quote they saw this, like he's like kind of like maybe like losing his passion a bit for it, or his drive.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Like, and at this point, like I think now he believes like, okay, this is time. But if they were to need him, he'll pop back up and do a quick little role, get a WWE like a good 4 to 6 weeks of them, then dip. What y'all think? That was a lie.
That was a lie.
I'll see why I don't talk first now. Or you guys should think about it. I just be bouncing back off what y'all say. But yeah, what y'all think?
Well, actually, I'm actually gonna bounce off what you said.
This is a first.
DanielBryan, you're right. DanielBryan has made claims about his wrestling future, where, in a nutshell, he don't see himself wrestling that much longer. Okay, he's a shorter career ahead of him. But at the same time, DanielBryan has also made it clear that he has particular goals that he wants to meet. He can still meet those goals by like you all said, by being a part-timer. And I can also see him showing up on Raw. I think that would be a good mix, since he's been so heavy on SmackDown for a while. But once again, even if he does decide to show up on Raw, it will not be as heavy. It's going to be in major storylines. So literally, that's it. Like maybe a month storyline to be gone for a month and then come back, things like that. But as far as the Cesaro and Roman Reigns storyline, I don't think he's done with it yet. If Cesaro and Reigns, when Cesaro and Reigns go at it at WrestleMania Backlash, I do see DanielBryan getting involved, because technically that's not SmackDown, that's WrestleMania Backlash. So I can see him somewhat getting involved in that manner. Knowing Roman Reigns' dominance, I don't think it's really going to matter too much for Cesaro, but I think he's going to hit like one more step into the feud before actually bowing out of the whole SmackDown thing. If anything, produce a role or have a few stints on Raw. That's what I'm looking at.
I want to first take the time out to say how stupid it is that they put WrestleMania on the front of Backlash.
Oh my God, I missed.
So I'm just going to refer to it as Backlash if it's all the same to everyone else.
There we go.
Right. It works for me.
That's so unnecessary. I don't. JasonJordan, if that was you, like, basically what y'all been saying. Like, I do think he's gonna go to Raw for a bit, because he's been a mainstay on SmackDown for a good long time, and he deserves that signing off by being on the flagship show. But he's also a family man, like y'all was saying, and like I was gonna allude to earlier. He's been having interviews for a while. He's basically been saying that he don't think his wrestling ability is what he wants it to be to continue. He's not on top of his game like he once was, which comes with age. He's a family man now. He got kids. He got other things to worry about. So I do think that we are getting ready for Daniel Bryan's swan song. I don't think this is it, completely, but I do think it's coming. He's definitely, with the whole Yes Movement thing, the way he had the crowd behind him, he left, thought he's never going to wrestle again, came back, and still was able to perform at a high level. He's going to be an eternal star that can come back at any time as a part-timer, put other people over, build up the next generation, things like that. So he's always going to have a spot in the company. But I do think he's getting ready to wind down.
Yeah. So
What you got?
I was thinking. So I don't see him going to Raw actually.
Really?
I don't. And this is just
I
coming
think
from.
he's going first. I don't think he's going to go directly to Raw. I think he's going to take some time off and then start like his little part-time type stuff off on Raw.
That makes
he's going to
sense.
come like for SummerSlam maybe. I think he might be there sporadically from now to SummerSlam to set that up.
Yeah. I could see him on the NXT for a bit,
I don't.
Possibly. I don't think that being immediate though.
Not immediate, but like in the future. Yeah, I could definitely see him doing that, A bunch of wrestlers that fit his size and style. So yeah, well, not style, but size, yeah.
I can see him do like one match, like when NXT UK was doing their events and Finn Balor made one appearance, Cesaro made one appearance. Mm-hmm. I can see Bryan doing that for NXT for like one takeover. So
right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, I see that happening, and we'll see what happens in the near future, and we'll see what happens after WWE WrestleMania Backlash. Did that just for you, Harv. But with that being said, that is all the time that we have for episode 25 of KTR_podcast. And be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, KTR_podcast, for the Instagram, Know the Ropes Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Know the Ropes Podcast on all podcast platforms. Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Podbean. We are on everything. And don't forget to buy your merch too at ProWrestlingTees.com with straight spelling, Know the Ropes Podcast in that search bar. Please and thank you. This is episode 25, the quarter show. KTR.
Okay.
We are out.
What should they do, Big Harv?
For the love of God, buy a shirt. Pump those numbers, baby.
Yeah. Numbers, letters, all symbols of man-made devices that could cripple us all. Improve we can panicking when storm hits and knocks out the power grid. Are you fully prepared to live off the grid? How you think?